Hello, I'm the host of the DIY Homefront channel, and my name's Ben. I just wanted to welcome you aboard. So next, let's show you a few things you can expect to see in today's video. And that's a decent voltmeter and an outlet checker. I now have access to the circuit breaker panel. Let's take a look. Well, now that you've seen what today's about, let's see what you can expect from the channel in the future. We'll do yard work and cover yard equipment. We'll have fun and do fun projects with the grandkids. Can a do-it-yourselfer do auto repairs? Might need to do some plumbing. And don't forget, there's always the garden. With a great fence comes great responsibility, maintenance. All right, can you guess what's green and yellow? And the winner is my John Deere 1025R tractor. And it's Natalie, the boss, Miss Honeydew. Dog 1 is a three-legged hero rascal. And dog number 2 is Friday. Dog 3 is the neighbor's dog. Goes by Pup, Killer, Phantom, Potter, and go away. And finally, on a serious note, please be safe. Don't necessarily do what I do. I'm just a homeowner. I'm not a licensed professional. You know, I'd hate for anybody to get hurt doing something because they saw me do it. So just please be careful. And like and subscribe. Today's problem is an outlet in the bathroom that doesn't work. It's a CGI outlet next to the sink in the bathroom. So I'm going to start off with doing some testing on a known good outlet, and then we'll move on to the bathroom and see if we can't figure out why it's not working. So there's two kinds of tools you need when you're working on electrical problems, and that's a decent voltmeter and an outlet checker. I've had both of these for a long time. This one will tell you all kinds of things. You plug it in the outlet, it's got a red light and 2 yellow lights, and a little chart on top that tells you if the outlet's working right or not, and if it's been wired correctly or not. So if we have no red light and 2 yellow lights, then that means the outlet has been wired right and it's working. On the voltmeter, it doesn't have to be an expensive one. Really, all I ever use mine for is 20 volts DC and 200 volts AC. If I'm doing any kind of car problem with a 12-volt battery system, or I want to check batteries before my wife puts them inside of a decoration for Halloween or Christmas, I always go to the 20 volts. As a matter of fact, I have a really cheap $9 voltmeter that I keep in the drawer with the batteries, so that way I don't have to walk out to the tool chest to get it. So those are the main tools we're going to be using today. This is the same type of outlet that's in the bathroom that's not working, and it has a push to test, and when you push it, the circuit breaker pops out and there's a red light. You push it back in, the light goes away, and if I put my outlet on there, I've got no red light and 2 orange lights, which, like I said, means that it's working correctly. So there we have it. We've got the voltmeter hooked up to it. We know this outlet's got power to it because it says 120 volts. So those are the things we're looking for in a good outlet. So this is our outlet that doesn't seem to be working right. And if we push the test button, nothing happens. We push the reset button, nothing happens. Doesn't seem to be working. If we stick our outlet checker in there, we get no lights, which means it doesn't have any power. So this is the way I'm going to go about troubleshooting it. First, I checked a good outlet, so I know what a good outlet looks like. And now I've checked this one, and I know that it's not working. It doesn't seem to have any power. So the next thing to do will be to go to a circuit breaker box and make sure that a circuit breaker is not tripped. So let's go do that. The circuit breaker box for that bathroom's in the garage, which is behind this refrigerator. So let me go get a dolly to move the refrigerator. So I almost grabbed it from the front to tilt it forward to pull it out, but then I thought all the food inside the shelves is going to fall off. So instead, I'm going to grab it from the side and pull it off to the side. And maybe that'll keep me from having to spend a few minutes straightening up the freezer when I'm done. Very curious where you land there. I now have access to the circuit breaker panel. Let's take a look. So I looked at over the layout, and number 6 is going to end up being the bathroom, and there's number 6, and I'm just going to toggle it once. Looks like it's working all right, and it is on. Need to remember that. Okay, I've gone to the circuit breaker, and I know the circuit breaker is on. So the outlet should have power. So let's see if it does have power. Not the outlet, but the wires that run to it. That's the next step. We also need to remember that we left the circuit breaker on. So it should be hot. The wire should be hot. Need to remember that. Circuit breaker's on. Even though the outlet's not working, the wire should be hot. Easy enough, 2 screws. There's one. I think this is the one that has little plastic pieces on the back that help those stay on. Cool. Okay, next step would be to, let's get this outlet out some. On electrical outlets, the power is either going to come in from the side or it's going to be pushed in from the back. I had bought this just in case the outlet was bad. I didn't want to leave exposed wires or take it apart and not be able to put it back together. Alright, so this is what it looks like. It's got the test button. It's got a reset button. It's got 2 little LED lights on the side that probably light green and red to tell you if it's working or not. The wires can be attached from the side, or they can be pushed in from the back. And it's got a ground wire on the bottom. And you can see the wires are pushed in from the back. And it looks like we have white on one side and black on the other. So that means I should be able to check to see if there's even power coming to the outlet by putting 1 lead on one side and 1 lead on the other side. Putting the leads on the screws on each side and paying attention to the voltmeter. Well, that means we've got power coming to the outlet. So it must be the CGI outlet itself that has gone bad. So to recap, we checked it with the little plug. It said no power. We undid the screws, pulled it out. We checked the terminals on the CGI outlet, and it showed power going to the device. So it must be the outlet that's bad. So I'm going to go get some flashlights so I can see, and then I'm going to go turn the circuit breaker off because I don't want to mess with it while the power's on. Alright, so I've turned the circuit breaker off, which has killed the power, and I've got a flashlight. The next thing to do is to check the outlet again to make sure the power is off. So the leads are attached to the voltmeter and I still have no power, so it's safe to touch. Got a screw on one side. You should have there we go. I'm going to take the ground screw all the way out, and now I'm going to put the ground screw back in. Okay, ground screw in. It should tell you on the back how it should be wired. It's hard to read. It says white. The other one says hot. Okay, time to put the white and the black in. Okay, in theory, we should be able to turn the power on and that should work. So let me go get the power. I'm going to use, this one's an example, but it says line. So this would be the line in. So you'd have the power coming in. One of these white wires is coming in and one of them's going out. And the same with the black wires. One black wire is hot, bringing the power in, and one is black, taking the power out. So the wire's been attached to the new CGIF outlet, and the circuit breaker's back on. The next thing to do would be to check to make sure that it's working properly. Now I'm going to go ahead and screw it back into the wall so I don't accidentally touch any leads or get shocked. I'm being real careful to only touch the top and the bottom. Push those wires back in there. If you feel uncomfortable with this part, you could do this with the powers turned off. There we go. There's one plastic spot. And there's the other plastic spot. It seems like the wires are making a little cock, so I'm going to put a lot of pressure just on that one side to help push it back in. And I'm going to use the old paint marks to line this back up like it was. That's tight, and the bottom's tight. So I've got the outlet screwed into the wall. Let's give it a test. Test. It tripped it. Reset. No red, 2 yellows means it's correctly wired. So we got the leads in, and we've got 120 volts. I think our problem is solved. So the only thing to do is put the plastic cover on. So why we had a bad CGIF interrupter, I don't know. It could be the damp bathroom being in here for, I don't know, since 2004. But anyway, the old one's gone and a new one's installed, and now we have power in the bathroom. So to finish this off, I'm going to put away all my tools, the voltmeter, the tester, the screwdrivers, put my lights away, clean up my mess, put the refrigerator back, and I'm going to see you when I do my next project. Hope this was helpful. All right, it's the end of another video, and I just wanted to tell you thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Hope I didn't do something too unsafe. Anyway, I just wanted to remind you, I never know what I'm going to be doing next, so stay tuned.